All right. I want to provide this PSA to people that come on my channel, people that view, people that watch. I get a lot of comments saying that, oh, this happens to women too. Oh, this happens to white men too. Oh, it's not just in corporate. Oh, it happens to Asians and Indians. Okay. But goddamn it, I'm talking to the black man. Okay? That is my target audience. So take that shit somewhere else. I'm not interested in who else it happens to. I'm a black man. I'm speaking to my demographic. The crazy part is, if I spoke on behalf of other demographics, people would say, you don't have the right to speak on them. So what point does it serve you to tell me that the shit that I'm talking about happens to other people as well? Great. Kudos. Good observations. Go make your channel and talk to them motherfuckers, because I'm talking to the black man, okay? That's who I am. That's what I represent. That's the title of my book. That's like, you wouldn't go, Rawlings makes baseball equipment, okay? You wouldn't go to Rawlings and be like, how come you don't make tennis equipment? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they make baseball equipment. That's what the fuck they do. Okay? They specialize in that. They market and target a specific audience that plays baseball. That's what they do. That's what they make equipment for. That's who the audience that they're serving. That's who they think needs this equipment and product that they're making. You can't go to Rawlings and say, make tennis equipment. They're going to be like, go fuck yourself. Okay? So understand what's going on here. Okay? I'm not speaking for anybody else because I don't have a right to speak for anybody else. I understand certain things happen to other people, but I'm making my demographic aware of certain things that happen to them and how to navigate around them, how to solve problems in spite of these things that happen to them. So if you want to come on here and say, oh, well, it's not just black men, congratulations. Go start your channel and speak to the other people that it happens to, because I'm not doing that shit, okay? I mean, it's unreal. Like, I've never understood. It's not just my channel. I just don't understand how people come on people's channels and try to tell them what type of content to make when you can just keep it pushing. I don't understand. That's like, bro, nobody's making you watch this. Nobody's making you, you don't have to watch it. Nobody is saying that it doesn't happen to other people. Just, I'm speaking to the black man because we are the most disenfranchised demographic on the planet Earth, the American black man. And we need to be aware of certain things in order to succeed, okay? So if you feel like this applies to other people, congratulations, that's great. But I'm not speaking to them because I'm speaking about my lived experience. And then it's like, certain people get on here and be like, well, that's not true. Like, how are you gonna tell me about my lived experience? I'm not pulling this shit out my ass. I've seen it. I've observed it, not once and twice, but over years and years. So you can't deny my lived experience. And if you look at the comments, other people have experienced this as well. Like, you just can't say because you haven't experienced something that it's not true for somebody else. You have to understand there's nuance, there's experiences, there's a lot of things that people go through that you may not have experienced. If that is not your experience, keep it pushing. But you can't neglect and deny somebody else's lived experience. That's neglectful. That is dismissive. That you have to understand that just because you experience one thing doesn't mean that that's the totality of everyone else's experience. So relax. I'm speaking to a certain demographic. If that doesn't fit you, congratulations. It's just that simple. But don't come on here and try to be like, that's not true. Excuse me? Well, fuck. I know it is because I've seen it with my eyes. I've experienced it personally. Other people can attest that they've experienced the same thing. So if it doesn't fit you, go to a channel that does. Also, I get certain people saying that, oh, this is victim mentality. Listen, let me tell you something. it is not a victim mentality to say that, oh, don't go down that road because last time I went down that road, my tire blew out because they have a lot of potholes. I'm not being a victim by warning you not to go down that road, that there's a potential problem down that road. That's not being a victim. A victim is being like, I keep going down this road and I keep getting flat tires and I just don't know what to do. And everybody should feel sorry for me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you the potential problems that you may face and then how to avoid them or how to work around them. But identifying problems, potential problems, is not being a victim. Like, we have to understand that just because you highlight a problem doesn't mean you're a victim to it. It's warning people that may not be aware of this problem, that it could present itself. That's not being a victim. If I tell you, hey, they robbing people on that block, you might not want to go on that block and be a victim. I'm not having a victim mentality by telling you not to go on that block. I'm telling you that there's a potential problem there. So here's how you can avoid it. Don't go on that block. It's not being a victim to highlight a problem that you face. And a lot of people come on here and act like race is not a factor in how people perceive or treat you. Like, okay, physical appearance in totality, neglecting skin tone, but just people judge you and treat you a certain way and perceive you a certain way strictly based on your physical appearance. So race is a part of your physical presentation. So there are perceptions that come with that. And me highlighting that these are the perceptions is not being a victim. It's warning you. So, there's perceptions like, take for example, if you see a fat person eating a donut or an ice cream or, a sundae, you might be like, well, that person should know better than to eat that. But if you see a slim person eating ice cream or a donut or a sundae, you might be like, oh, that person's just having a snack. Your perception is different based on the appearance of the person doing that action. So the perceptions of people based on race is going to be different based on your race. So if you do the same thing as a black man, as somebody else, as a white person, the perception is going to be different. There's nothing wrong with highlighting that. People have to be aware that these things happen. We make these judgments. So me saying that other people make the judgments, you can't deny that because you do it too. Like, we have to get off this holier than thou thing, like these things don't exist. We know they exist. Black people do it to other black people. White people do it to other white people. So how is me saying that there's different perceptions of you in an office or workspace based on your race? How is that something that's not a real part of life? How is that something that's not realistic and something that you have to deal with? People have to understand that just you have to get out of your own experience and realize that people have different situations, different circumstances that they have to deal with, different perceptions that they have to overcome in order to achieve certain things. And it's not wrong necessarily, because you should take that as a badge of honor and say, well, obviously they think that I'm great if they're trying to actively hold me back or actively do things to deter me. So they must think that I'm great in order to do that, because if I wasn't a threat, they wouldn't do that. So you have to take that as a badge of honor and say, in spite of those things, here's how I'm going to achieve it. Here's how I'm going to work around it. And that's what I wrote the book for. It's full of strategies, identifying problems, and then showing you how to work around it. Specifically, not just vague observations or vague things, specific instances that I've encountered and that I've seen encountered, that I've heard people talk about, and then ways to navigate around it. So don't come on my channel. I mean, you still might, but I'm just saying you're wasting your time. Like, go where you want to go. Go where the message that you want to hear is what you want to hear, because I've never understood, like, I've never in my YouTube life, I've never gone to pages and been like, oh, That's not true. You shouldn't say that. If I don't agree with it, I just keep pushing. Or I just be like, I don't really agree with that. But hey, maybe he made some valid points on this. I don't really agree with that. But hey, okay. But just to like dismiss everything and say that that's not true, that's crazy. You got to get outside of your own head, get outside of your own experience. And this goes for everybody on my channel. Everybody that understands where I'm coming from, everybody that's rational, even if they disagree with me, they have points or they have arguments, or they can articulate some of the things that they disagree with. Hey, salute to you. If you agree with my content, salute to you too. If you understand where I'm coming from, but you don't necessarily agree, salute to you. But anybody just coming on here and just dismissing the whole thing just because that wasn't their experience in life, that's asinine. You know what I mean? Everybody has different experiences. Everybody perceives things differently. Everybody, you have to be more self-aware to realize where you may be lacking in perception, where you may be, projecting certain insecurities onto others that you may not be aware of. And because of that, you're perceiving their experiences in a way that is inaccurate. So, mainly though, I get that things happen to other people, that other people experience the same things, but I'm speaking to my demographic. Just like Rawlings makes baseball equipment. You can't go to Rawlings and be like, hey, make some football equipment. You feel me? Because that's not what they do. They set out to make baseball equipment. That's who they market their product to. That's what their whole brand encompasses. So don't come on here saying that it happens to somebody else. Congratulations. Go market to them. You do it. Make a product and tell them, hey, I got your back. But anyways, just a quick, well, maybe not quick, but just a PSA from my channel. Everybody else, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. The link to my book is in my bio. Thanks again.